Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of SW Golf Academy. Today's subject, golf driver drills, how to hit your driver longer. So who doesn't want to hit the ball longer and farther? Well, we're going to get into that topic. It's a broad one, but we'll look at two main things: club head speed and quality of contact, driver specific contact. Show you some concepts, show you some imagery, and give you some drills, of course, to work on it. Very briefly, if you're new to the channel, perhaps you've watched the Scratch Golf videos before but you've never subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Love to have you become part of that, love to get you more free content. Hit that bell there as well. You get notified every time a new video is coming your way. Thanks. Okay, if you're going to drive the ball further, one of the two things we're going to look at is you've got to have speed. Obviously, everybody knows that. And the speed you're creating in the club has to be exponential, at least down there by the ball, to what you're creating with your body. Too many people, arms, shoulders, everything's moving fast, but the club isn't really snapping and catching up. And of course, to do that, you've got to store energy. That's what we're going to look a little bit at here. You've got to store it in the backswing, set this mechanism up. You don't want to be the kind of golfer that a lot of people are that just take the club back or pick it up. Not very powerful. Let's have a look at a drill. Okay, here's an exercise I want you to try at home. Get your best golf posture, forehead just touching the wall. Now, keeping your forehead on the wall, reach back with your trail arm for something both up and behind you. See, I'm trying to unscrew a light bulb from a chandelier up here. And feel, again, keeping your head still, feel how much stretch and lengthening of that trail side you get. That stores a lot of power. A lot of people, they have this little turn of the shoulders, but they never get that kind of a stretch, never get the full complement of stored power. If you do that, try it with a golf club behind your shoulders, and as you pivot there, notice how that right side gets longer. That is a powerful move. Let's have a look at a couple of pros. A few quick examples here. Charles Schwartzel there, Masters champion a few years ago. Watch his right side get longer as he goes back. Watch him draw those arms back. Big stretch, lots of power. Fred Couples, who does it better than him? Watch the lengthening and stretch of that right side. How about, let's say, Arnold Palmer? There's a good one. Look at that stretch of that right side. A little unconventional, but who doesn't like that? That's great stuff. And what this sets them up to do, of course, is to get the proper sequence coming down. Watch Mr. Palmer, lower body first, and just tremendous storage and then subsequent loading of power. Fred Couples, same thing. Stores it up, lower body first, and really gets that club to load up there. Let's have a couple of other quick examples. How about Jordan Spieth from the down the line view there? Nice big free move of his right side, right rib cage, right hip. And finally, this is a great view. I love this view of Jack Nicklaus when he's younger here. And watch his upper back. Watch how he just really stretches and draws that upper back. Really gets it up there. Now, again, most people, they did that much. They probably couldn't hit the ball, but that is a powerful move right there. Okay, before we have a good look at that from here, let me just touch on a pitfall snags people right out of the gate, and that is too much hands. Club head gets behind you a little bit there. You're in trouble right there, because if you just pivot, it's going in the wrong direction. So you pretty much have to lift it. You mess up the sequence. You take that sense of the body loading the club. So when you start the club back, if your hands are passive enough, left arm should stay about in the same relationship to your body going back. Club should stay more on that side of you early in the backswing. If you film yourself, you'll want a more of a concave angle there. Hey, you can cock your wrist up here a bit, but not that way. Let's whack one and then move to the front view. Hopefully a good takeaway there. All right, let's have one final word on this subject here before we move to contact a little bit. You've got to disassociate the club from what your body's doing if you're going to create speed. What does that mean? Picture it this way. Most people have thrown a ball. If I move the ball, the forearm, and the body together, the ball's not going to go anywhere. There's not going to be any speed. You have to disassociate. So the ball is doing one thing, or my hand, while the body's doing another. Then you're able to build a sense of the whip that you need to create a little bit of speed as you throw something. And it is exactly the same when you're trying to create speed with your driver. So, or any other club for that matter. So here's what you'll do. You'll practice that takeaway we've looked at. And as you start to use your body to take the club back, your body will lead and you'll start to feel this little bit of disassociation. Play around with it at different speeds, at different amounts. Find something you can trust a little bit and keep modifying it. You'll start to create some speed. I could feel a little bit more bounce and disassociation there. Okay, let's tackle the next topic, a little bit about contact. So Dustin Johnson on the left, about to cream one. There's Tiger Woods in his young years on the right. Now that big yellow circle with the arrow behind it, that's going to represent our golf ball. To show you what I mean, they know that a zero lofted driver in testing, zero loft would hit, all things being equal, directly at the equator. More loft means you hit it down here more and spin the ball more, which would be, of course, appropriate for a lofted iron or something like that. But a zero lofted driver compresses the ball most efficiently. Trouble is, the ball doesn't have any launch angle, nor does it have any spin, so it's useless. You can't play golf with it. So, moral to the story, though, there's plenty of loft on a driver, and presumably you've got one fitted properly for yourself. Don't add loft through impact, or you're robbing yourself of compression of the ball. You're robbing yourself of distance. Second thing, when you want to hit more up on the ball, now that's exaggerated certainly, but that's the look. You want to hit more up on the ball. Remember, the back of the ball is relative to your angle of attack, right? It's not just relative to the ground and what's level. So if you can hit up on it, you launch that ball with more height. And again, if you don't add loft, you compress the ball better. So that's what we're trying to do. Now, I'm not saying that every single great player hits way up on the ball. Certainly, they know in testing that the more you hit up on it, assuming you're not adding loft, the further you hit it. But not every great player does. Bubba Watson does a lot. Rory McIlroy does a lot. Here's Dustin Johnson. I've picked him because you can certainly see the look of the club rising there, but look how flat that left wrist is. Again, he exaggerates that a bit, but you can tell he's not adding loft, but he's pounding this thing up into the sky there. Let's have a look at Mr. Woods. Look how close to the ground that club is right there, and let me go back right there, and you can see it's more up in the air there. Again, he hasn't added loft. So that's the combination you're looking for. I have a free 3-part video course detailed on gaining yardage, massive yardage, down in the description box. Pick that up. Okay, so again, big topics. We're at least trying to give you some thoughts and ideas here. Now, a big mistake in my game I made when I was younger, probably for 25 years. So I think I've given enough of a try to know it doesn't work. And that's getting uptight and trying to make every single swing some combination of getting everything right to sort of break through. Don't do that. Just work on a little something and let the rest just kind of hang out there and play around a little bit to gain some skill. So in this case, we're not worried about the backswing. Let it be for a little bit. Let's go to the impact. Now, we said we want to store energy so the club snaps, but we don't want to snap it in a completely uncontrolled way, as you just saw on video. So that's what we're practicing a little bit here. I'm telling you, the more you hit up on that ball and don't scoop the club, the further you're going to hit it. So I'm going to tee this ball up extra high, and I'm going to feel as I come in, not much speed, that the knuckles of this hand turn under. That de-lofts the club, but I'm going to feel the handle getting taller and taller as I hit the ball. See how we do. I'm not worried how we do. I'm just trying to get a feel. Okay. That feeling there. Absolutely no breaking of tees. It's okay that that thing popped out of the ground. If you're breaking tees, unless the ground's super, super hard. But if you're breaking tees as high as you're teeing it, just tipping the edge of the tee in, you're smashing down on it too much. So again, my finish up here, hands high, tummy high a little bit there, knuckles de-lofted a bit. And my idea is almost like a topspin shot in table tennis or tennis. Now, a real golf shot isn't going to have topspin, but it's that feeling. Overdo it a little bit. I wouldn't want to swing exactly like I just swung. Get a little bit of that in the impact, put it back to bed and hit a few shots, then come back to it. Keep playing around with these ideas. I'm telling you, you can change the way you hit your driver, but you got to be patient. You got to hang out with it and just enjoy building skill. It's fun out here.